about Rumi and how excited
Well,
she is?
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much, but yeah.
Tell me why the internet woke up today and decided to spark the wildest comparison of the decade. Not Beyoncé versus Rihanna, not Blue Ivy versus Northwest, but Chrisean Jr. versus Sir Carter. Yes, the timeline is now treating celebrity toddlers like they're in some twisted Olympic event. And honestly, this makes the Kardashians look like a peaceful church choir. Because while Chrisean Rock is out here live streaming every chaotic second of Junior's life like it's a Zeus Network audition tape, Beyoncé is guarding Sir Carter like he's the final infinity stone. One kid is everywhere, the other kid is nowhere. And somehow the internet has decided this means a conspiracy is unfolding. And let's be honest, the secrecy? The mystery? The way Beyoncé dodges cameras like she's in witness protection. It only fuels more theories. Meanwhile, Chrisean is tossing Junior into live streams like bonus footage. The contrast is so dramatic it feels scripted by Netflix. But nope, this is real life and the comments section is eating it up like free popcorn. People aren't asking polite questions anymore. They're digging, dragging, and diagnosing from across Wi-Fi. And the question exploding online right now is brutal. Is Chrisean Jr. really worse off than Sir Carter? And why is Beyoncé allegedly terrified of the world finding out? Buckle up, this scandal is incoming. People didn't just wake up and start comparing these kids out of nowhere. This entire storm was brewed by months of livestream chaos, secretive celebrity behavior, and an online audience that loves nothing more than connecting dots that were never meant to be connected. Chrisean unintentionally served the world front row access to Junior's every stumble, frown, and confused blink, while Beyoncé was busy making Sir Carter more hidden than the recipe for Krabby Patties. That contrast alone was enough to send the internet spiraling into conspiracy mode. It all intensified when Kanye West opened his phone, lost his remaining filter, and unleashed a digital earthquake by throwing shots at Beyoncé's kids like he was trying to start the infinity war of celebrity families. His tweets weren't just reckless, they were nuclear-level messy. The internet was stunned, Beehive members were sharpening their virtual swords. And Jay-Z allegedly started Googling how to sue someone in under 30 seconds. Kanye doubling down only made the world more suspicious. If he was willing to say that, then people assumed something much bigger was being hidden. But the rumors were brewing even before Kanye detonated his timeline. Fans noticed the tiny details, the way Beyoncé spoke to Sir in a softer tone, like she was switching to a secret frequency only he understood. The way he sometimes avoided eye contact or looked puzzled on rare appearances. Small observations turned into exaggerated theories because Beyoncé refuses to give the internet even crumbs when it comes to her younger kids. The silence became a megaphone for speculation. Then came Miss Tina, trying to defend the twins but accidentally adding gasoline to the conversation. She proudly described Sir as quiet, numbers obsessed, and happiest in his own world. Instead of calming the rumors, it gave the internet fresh ingredients. People started analyzing every word, every pause, every motherly compliment, turning it into a forensic breakdown of his personality. Overnight, a simple interview became Reddit's favorite conspiracy thread. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock was unknowingly feeding the other half of the debate. Because while Beyoncé hides Sir like he's national treasure, Chrisean puts Junior in the spotlight with zero hesitation. He appears in live streams like a special guest star nobody asked for. Sometimes he's wandering, sometimes he's confused, sometimes he's just sitting in the background like he's trying to understand why adults keep yelling into ring lights. That constant exposure created an entirely different narrative. The clip that truly tipped the scales was the live stream with Blackboy Max, while the internet tuned in for drama. They ended up watching Junior being handled like a prop in a reality show gone wrong. Chrisean dropped him onto a couch mid-argument, barely looking back, and viewers were stunned. Screenshots flew faster than gossip in a beauty salon. People weren't whispering anymore. They were dragging her motherhood like it was an Olympic sport, and the criticism didn't stop there. The next live stream showed Jr. looking just as lost and out of place, like he was trying to decode the situation with toddler logic and failing miserably. Comment sections lit up with jokes, concerns, and cruel observations. Everyone suddenly became an expert in parenting, child psychology, and live stream etiquette. The internet loves to judge, and Jr. became their latest case study. But the most infamous incident, the one that still gets reposted daily, was when Chrisean left Jr. in a hot car just to argue on the phone with Blueface. That moment cemented the internet's belief that Jr. wasn't living in chaos. He was living in a permanent season of Chrisean rock, and filtered. People couldn't believe she told a random stranger to watch him while she continued her argument. It was messy, reckless, and instantly viral. This became the foundation of the comparison. One child is shielded from the world like a state secret, and the other is paraded through live streams with no filter, no structure, and no break. The internet loves extremes, and this was the perfect storm. People began asking which situation was worse, being overprotected or overexposed. The debate became emotional, dramatic, and completely unhinged. Then came the deeper speculation. Fans wondered why Beyoncé spends so much time and money controlling Sir's visibility. If she wanted to raise awareness about anything, she could. If she wanted to break stereotypes, she could. Instead, she chose silence, mystery, and surgical privacy. This made people assume she was protecting him from the same cruelty Jr. faces online. After all, if grown adults can write entire novels dragging toddlers, imagine what they would do if Sir had more public moments. The internet thrives on comparison, gossip, and perceived secrets. Once both kids were placed under this unintentional spotlight, there was no turning back. Beyoncé's privacy strategy and Chrisean's chaotic transparency collided like two different worlds crashing into each other, creating a new wave of conspiracy theories and judgment from every corner of social media. Everyone suddenly wanted to know the truth, even if they had to invent it themselves. And that's how this wild, twisted debate exploded, not because people care, but because the internet is addicted to spectacle. And nothing fuels spectacle more than a celebrity child being too visible, or not visible at all. The conversation took a darker, latter turn once the memes started hitting the timeline. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion, a diagnosis, and a conspiracy theory neatly packed into a 15-second clip. It didn't matter if they knew anything about parenting or child development. As long as they had Wi-Fi, they were declaring themselves certified experts. The comparison between Sir and Jr. evolved into a full-blown internet circus. And people couldn't scroll for 3 seconds without stumbling across another investigation. Twitter in particular treated the situation like it was the sequel to a true crime documentary. Threads popped up analyzing Beyoncé's body language, her rare interactions with Sir, and the split-second clips fans had saved like hidden Easter eggs. People examined angles, brightness levels, and audio cues as if they were breaking down CIA surveillance footage. Every detail became a clue. Every clue became a narrative. And every narrative turned into a digital wildfire. Meanwhile, Jr.'s moments on livestream were being turned into reaction memes faster than Chrisean could hit the go live button. His wandering, his confusion, the lapses in attention, nothing was off limits to the internet's comedy department. People joked that they'd seen NPCs in video games behave with more structure. It was cruel, hysterical, unnecessary, and yet the kind of thing the internet devours like it's breakfast. Celebrity reactions weren't far behind. Influencers chimed in subtly, pretending to be concerned while obviously trying to ride the viral wave. Commentators made entire podcasts about the Beyoncé mystery and the Chrisean chaos. Even fans of unrelated celebrities began inserting their faves into the discourse, comparing Sir to Stormy, Chicago, and even Royalty Brown as if they were ranking characters in a movie franchise. It stopped being a debate. It became an internet sport, Kanye's name remained attached to the scandal whether he tweeted or not. His original comments were still being quoted in TikTok think pieces. Used as proof of deeper Hollywood secrets, the narrative shifted from simple speculation to wild theories about IVF, celebrity genetics, and hidden conditions. People didn't need evidence. They just needed something sensational to post before bedtime. Every whisper turned into a megaphone-level accusation. And while Beyoncé stayed silent, the kind of silence only she can pull off without looking guilty, the world grew even louder. Fans dissected her past interviews, repurposed old photos, and pulled quotes from Miss Tina like they were analyzing scripture. One fan even compiled every rare audio clip of Sir ever recorded and tried to draw conclusions based on tone, pitch, and micro-expressions. It was obsessive, bizarre, and exactly the type of detective work the internet lives for. On the other side, Chrisean acted like the noise didn't exist. She kept doing lives, arguing with strangers, and casually tossing Jr. into the frame. Her chaotic energy fueled the commentary, generating new clips the internet could chew on. People begged her to stop showing him, but the attention made her live streams trend. Every new appearance meant more people comparing the kids like they were contestants in a controversial talent show. And then came the wildest twist people started claiming. Beyoncé's obsession with hiding Sir meant she feared the internet turning him into the next meme, the next punchline, or the next scapegoat in celebrity culture. Beyoncé has always understood the dark side of fame. She watched Blue Ivy get roasted by grown adults who had nothing better to do. She knew the cruelty Jr. was facing. And with Sir allegedly being more sensitive, quiet, and introverted, the idea of exposing him felt like handing him to a pack of wolves. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't is Sir on the spectrum. But why does Beyoncé trust the public so little? The internet flipped the script and made privacy itself look suspicious. Protecting a child somehow became evidence of hiding a secret. It was the perfect example of how celebrity culture rewards chaos and punishes silence. Chrisean overshared and got roasted. Beyoncé undershared and got interrogated. TikTok creators took the situation and turned it into content gold. Edits comparing Sir's rare public moments to Jr.'s chaotic livestream highlights went viral. Dramatic music, slow zooms, captions implying scandal, it was internet exaggeration at its peak. People stitched these videos with their own hot takes, sparking even more theories and arguments. The digital wildfire wasn't stopping. It was escalating by the hour. Even comedians joined in, joking about Beyoncé raising Sir like he's in a top-secret program while Chrisean treats Jr. like her co-host. Late-night shows hinted at the discourse with sly jokes that they quickly tried to walk back once fans threatened them online. Every joke added fuel. Every debate added pressure. Every viral clip added confusion to a story that was already messy beyond comprehension. Speculation began drifting into a bizarre territory, people claimed. Beyoncé was waiting for the right moment to reveal Sir to the world, as if he were a limited edition album drop. Others said she was negotiating documentary deals, fashion collaborations, and narrative control over his public debut. In the same breath, they accused Chrisean of ruining Jr.'s image simply by existing loudly online. The double standard was breathtaking. What fascinated people the most was how two completely opposite approaches created equal amounts of drama. Beyoncé's silence generated conspiracy, and Chrisean's transparency generated chaos. Beyoncé looked mysterious. Chrisean looked reckless. And somehow, the internet convinced itself that these two extremes formed a fair comparison. It wasn't about concern. It was about spectacle. And nothing gets people talking like a spectacle they feel entitled to analyze. Through all of this, the nastiest comments weren't aimed at Beyoncé or Chrisean, they were aimed at the kids. Adults projected their biases, frustrations, and fan loyalty onto children who didn't ask for any of this attention. Jr. was joked about like a character in a comedy skit. Sir was speculated about like an unsolved mystery. It showed how quickly celebrity culture can turn innocent kids into trending topics without a shred of humanity left. Yet the public kept digging. Some insisted that Sir's privacy was proof Beyoncé was scared of judgment. Others for Jr.'s exposure was proof Chrisean didn't care about judgment. The arguments went in circles, louder each time, because nobody wanted to admit the truth. The internet isn't driven by concern. It's driven by curiosity wrapped in chaos. And the chaotic curiosity is what pushed this debate into overdrive. Each new clip, each old rumor, each celebrity reaction added momentum. People weren't just watching. They were hunting for a narrative. And narratives, no matter how exaggerated, always spread faster than facts. As the discourse kept spiraling, the consequences started catching up with everybody involved. Fans began questioning not just the kids, but the adults who helped create this circus in the first place. Beyoncé's silence, once seen as regal and strategic, was now being interpreted as a sign of fear of public scrutiny, fear of misinterpretation, fear of her son becoming the internet's next chew toy. People argued she wasn't just hiding Sir from the cameras. She was hiding him from a world she didn't trust anymore. On the opposite end, Chrisean's openness became ammunition for critics claiming she was sabotaging Jr.'s future with every chaotic live stream. Commenters insisted her constant arguments, messy environments, and lack of boundaries were shaping how the world viewed him. Whether the internet cared about him or not didn't matter, the narrative was already made. They saw a child in the middle of adult drama, and they blamed her for every ounce of confusion in his little face. The scandal mutated even further when parental responsibility entered the conversation. Suddenly, fans were comparing Beyoncé's hyperprotective fortress to Chrisean's unfiltered reality TV lifestyle like they were to flawed parenting manuals. One was accused of isolating her son. The other was accused of overexposing hers. It became less about the children and more about the clash between two drastically different approaches to motherhood. People began dissecting how both kids would grow up under these pressures. They predicted Sir would be guarded, sheltered, and raised in a bubble so thick he might not know what a meme is until adulthood. They imagined Jr. navigating a life filled with online commentary he didn't ask for, unfair comparisons he never signed up for, and internet footprints formed long before he could talk. The public crafted entire futures for these kids, as if they were entertainment storylines instead of real human beings. At the same time, fans suggested Beyoncé was actually playing chess while the world played checkers. They argued that her secrecy was intentional, the way to maintain control until Sir was old enough to shape his own image. They said she was protecting him from becoming the next trending joke, the next viral punchline, the next kid dragged by strangers with nothing better to do. The Bayhive turned her silence into strategy, a masterclass in reputation preservation, but others believed her strategy was backfiring. They claimed secrecy only intensified curiosity and made people imagine the worst. Beyoncé's attempt to create safety had accidentally turned into suspicion. And when the internet senses a mystery, it digs until it finds something or invents something. That's the curse of fame. Hiding creates interest. Interest creates theories. And theories create chaos. Meanwhile, Jr.'s situation became a cautionary tale about the dangers of sharing too much. People worried he would grow up defined by live streams instead of real milestones. They imagined him stumbling onto videos of himself as a toddler, used as memes, jokes, or example clips in parenting debates. They blamed the adults, the culture, and the audiences who watched without blinking, never questioning the ethics of laughing at a child who didn't understand the stage he was on. As the scandal spread, commentary channels jumped on the trend, amplifying every twist with dramatic music and thumbnails designed to trigger outrage. TikTok psychologists appeared out of nowhere, diagnosing both kids with confidence that would make real doctors cry. Everyone wanted a piece of the conversation because it guaranteed views, engagement, and growth, even if it meant trampling boundaries that should have never been crossed. In the midst of all this noise, a startling reality settled in. The kids weren't the problem. The adults projecting their biases were. The fans turning rumors into facts were. The spectators treating children like fictional characters were. The internet thrives on drama, and it doesn't care who gets caught in the crossfire. Sir and Jr. became symbols in a cultural debate they never chose, one representing privacy, the other representing exposure. And that's the twisted irony. Beyoncé and Chrisean represent two opposite worlds, yet both found themselves scrutinized for the exact thing they thought they were doing right. Beyoncé thought protection was love. Chrisean thought presence was love. Both approaches were met with a level of judgment only the internet can manufacture out of thin air. Two mothers doing their best, but in completely different arenas, became unwilling pillars in a debate they didn't sign up for. The story ends with no clear answers, no clean conclusions, and no unanimous public opinion. That's the nature of scandals. They don't resolve, they evolve. People will keep guessing. They'll keep arguing. They'll keep pulling new theories from thin air. And tomorrow, a new celebrity kid might become the center of another ridiculous debate. Because the internet has no concept of boundaries when entertainment is involved. One thing's for sure. The comparison between Chrisean Jr. didn't just ignite conversations, it exposed how obsessed people are with the lives of kids they've never met. The chaos didn't reveal anything about the children. It revealed everything about the audience. And that realization is messier than any livestream, tweet, or conspiracy that started this wildfire in the first place. And if you made it this far, congratulations, you officially survived another episode of the internet losing its mind over children who didn't even ask to be here. But don't act like you're innocent. You were glued to this story like it was the season finale of a messy reality show. And honestly, I don't blame you. This scandal had more twists than a Beyoncé tour trailer and more chaos than one of Chrisean's accidental live streams. But now it's your turn to do what you do best. Drop your opinions in the comments like they're hot tea straight from the group chat. Tell me, do you think Beyoncé is playing for chess by keeping Sir hidden? Or is Chrisean running a one-woman Zeus Network production with Jr. as the unwilling co-star? Or maybe, just maybe, the real issue is the internet turning toddlers into trending topics because nobody wants to mind their business anymore. Either way, don't just sit there like a lurker. Smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit subscribe like you're dodging a Beyoncé NDA. Turn on notifications so you never miss when the next scandal detonates. Because over here, the drama never clocks out. It's working overtime, nights, weekends, holidays, full-time mess, part-time morals. And trust me, by the time you blink twice, another situation will explode online and you'll need someone to break it down with sarcasm, chaos, and a little too much honesty. That's what we do here. We turn celebrity insanity into entertainment so good it should come with a warning label. So buckle up. Stay loud in the comments and prepare for the next wildfire the internet pretends to be concerned about. This is where scandals start, where secrets leak, and where the truth shows up wearing sunglasses and a hoodie. Welcome to Scandal Spark, where the drama is always hotter than the tea.